The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
Professional wrestling history. I am one of your hosts, Noel LaGrasso, and I am here with former WWE, WCW, TNA, ECW. What else did you do? A lot of women.
XWF.
XWF. Okay. Big Vito LaGrasso. How are you doing today, Vito?
Everything is good. Just finished a good gym workout. Hope everybody's doing good in the hood. We are live, baby, live. That's the way we do it here at the Big Vito brand. Looking smooth, looking sharp. Everybody's got their great colors on, you know. And we just got a delivery today. Huh? We got our 2 tables that are set for the back, and we got our rug for the patio set. So that was pretty good.
Should we address the elephant in the room?
What's that?
No, a lot of people did not see your sports show on twitch.tv/the Big Vito brand. But there was a lot of controversy last week and on Getting Color about something that you said. Should we address it on the show here?
Of course we should.
Should I roll the tape? Roll the tape. I can't.
My wife is a beautiful lady. She has a wonderful, beautiful personality. There it is. It's settled.
No, I'm not settled by that.
Someone on Twitch, Spawn of Inferno, asked, are you guys married?
No, yeah, of course not. We're getting there.
We are legally married.
We ain't married, son. Come on. Player to player, pimp to pimp.
Black eye to your face. You better take that back.
You better shut your ass.
Shut my ass. You better tell people we're married. You're digging your hole pretty super deep, pal.
For what? This is the Big Vito.
Vito Joseph. You better tell people we're married. You already called my ass ugly. You better tell people the truth.
Oh, the Vito Joseph.
Shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Vito.
All right. We
Tell people the truth, goddammit!
On your behalf, that yes, they are married.
All right. Listen. You know, I said a couple of I blues. All right.
I blew. You blew. You blow right now. Say the truth.
Right now, Mel had a chair. We literally you would be living the definition of getting color.
Exactly. In my defense, I was just trying to say that my wife has a beautiful personality. And that I shouldn't have to, really separate my words when I talk about my wife because she is the most gorgeous woman in the world. With that said, if there was any hurt feelings, I humbly apologize because that's not the way my player Mac works.
You got a lot of heat on the internet. Twitter blew up.
That's right, because they want a little juicy juice. They need something.
I hired an attorney.
I'm glad you did. Because
I hired Devin Sturgis, attorney at law from Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yeah, that's good because he's a jobber.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Is he on the poster?
He's been on plenty.
Is he on the poster?
All right, AJ Styles.
He ain't on the poster.
Settle down, all right? Can we talk about this week in pro wrestling, or do you have more tables, ladders, and chairs for the house you'd like to talk about?
Do you want me to serenade the Vicky Guerrero song?
No. You better not sing it to me. Oh, you want to sing it so bad, and I said no. You want to sing it so bad.
You look like a biatch.
That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes.
Just touch your long, beautiful hair. You work for Big Vito. You treat me like you don't care. Oh my God, Noel. "You're so wonderful tonight." And I said, "Biatch." All right, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I formally apologize to the fans for having to listen to that. This week in pro wrestling history, we are going to talk about May 3rd, the year 2000. And that might not mean a lot to general people, but it means a lot to you. WCW Thunder taping. There was a 41-man guerrilla warfare battle royal starring some of the biggest names in our business, just to name a few: Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Sting, Lex Luger, DDP, Scott Steiner. And one man had a goal. He wanted to punch every name wrestler in the face to send a tape to Vince McMahon. This man not only stated this in the locker room, but went on to do it during the Battle Royal. And this man's name is Big Vito LaGrasso. So we're going to talk about this event today. We're going to talk about other Battle Royals Vito has been a part of. We're going to talk about this was Randy Savage's last appearance, and the infamous bingo game of Vito road hookups and his road hookup advice, all this week. So, 41-man Battle Royal booked by Vince Russo. 41-man Battle Royal. Bit of a cluster?
Actually, it really wasn't. Everybody just got in there and did that thing. I mean, it wasn't really a real cluster or anybody got mad. It was just one of those things where we had a Battle Royal. And, at that time, a lot of the big name guys thought they were done with Battle Royals, and here all of these name-o Hall of Famers are in there doing their thing.
Yeah, which was pretty funny. They looked like they were having a good time. If you go back and watch the tape, you can actually see some people laughing in there that they're in this Battle Royal, because it's like, wow, I'm in a Battle Royal after all this time. In our house, we call this story... We actually call this story the Namers Battle Royal, because explain to everybody what you did in the locker room, that the reason we call it this, and we occasionally watch it and laugh. But tell the story for the people.
Well, here we come with the Battle Royal, and in the WCW locker room with all the main guys, I was very well liked. So I went up to Hogan, Luger, Flair, DDP, Sting, everybody who was involved. And I said, "You know what, guys? We're all sitting there." I said, "Hey, guys, I got to talk to you." I said, "What's up, Vito?" I said, "Listen, I got to make this a memorable thing. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to punch all of you in the face. I'm going to take the tape, send it to Vince, and I'm going to go over to WWE." Well, he says, "Well, what are you going to do that for, brother?" I said, "Because I have it on tape. This way I whooped all your asses. So I could, send it to Vince and get a contract and, be on my way." So all these guys started laughing, and, because we had a good camaraderie, it was all joking and everything. So, we're all laughing, we're all having a good time. Come to Battle Royal. I went in there. The name of Battle Royal. I went in there, and I punched each and every one of them in the face, got my shit on. Anybody who was beneath me, I no-sold.
Or wasn't a name. You shouldn't say that. It wasn't a name.
It wasn't a name.
Wasn't it like a legend
name, whatever.
Yeah.
I no-sold him, and I just went on my business.
You can watch you on the tape moving people. At a Horse Hogan, move. You're going to have to move here. Got to hit your uncle. Like, you literally were moving people out of the way so that you could hit the names for your highlight reel. Your highlight reel. All right, here's the big question. Well, I got two big questions. The first one is, who was the top person were you gunning for? Was it Hogan? Because everybody knows you have this Hogan's obsession. Was it Hogan that you were aiming for?
I was aiming for them all. I had a goal, and I said I was going to punch them all in the face, and I got it.
Second question, did you send the tape to Vince McMahon? Because if you did, I will pop so huge.
Well, I did have a conversation with him one time. And I told him about what I did. And he never laughed so hard in his life. And he did go and watch it. So
did you get that? Pal, that's my shitty Vince impression.
he laughed and he said, "Vito, you're something else. I can't believe you did that." I said, "Yeah, Vince, I wanted to work for you. I was, it's Nitro Wars and I wanted a job here. And I figured if I cracked them all one, you'd be impressed and hire me."
The Monday Night Wars you call Nitro Wars. Is it because you're on the WCW side?
I was on the WCW.
So you always call it Nitro Wars. I noticed. I wanted to
But it
just
was
point
the
that out.
Nitro was because that's who we went up against. And you know what? When we were in ECW, we went up against the Nitro Wars in the WWE.
Now you, this is funny because this battle royal has significance in our household and among our group of friends, because you have made some claims in this specific battle royal, and I'm going to roll some footage here that's going to show Randy Savage was in a limo outside and didn't join the battle royal until the very end. That's Randy Savage's last WCW appearance.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to get to the serious part, and then I'm going to get to the part that's controversial among all of our friends. Randy Savage, why did they bring Randy Savage in? This was a one-off. Flair won the Battle Royal for, I don't really remember the premise, something with him and Shane Douglas. But Savage came in. There were no future plans for Savage. He didn't win. Savage says they brought him in for a one-off. He didn't have a contract. Why do you think the point of bringing Randy Savage into this battle royal was? Do you think they were trying to hook him back in, or why would they bring Savage in for this battle royal?
I think it was a ratings thing, and I also think it was to get the interest, because back then, ratings. Who had the most ratings? And if you had Randy Savage on the show, are you going to watch or are you not going to watch? I'd watch.
I'd watch.
Okay.
But we're big Savage fans too. So I am. And that leads me to my next important question. Now, you have made some pretty serious claims here, and I actually even thought about getting in touch with Lanny Poffo today. But if this escalates, I might possibly have to call in Lanny.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I might have to call him in. You claimed that Randy Savage showed up halfway through the battle royal, and you were purposely eliminated right before he comes out because he was afraid to get in the ring with you.
He knew it. I'm telling you. He didn't want no part of the Big V Express. All right? I was mowing people down, taking names, cracking necks, cashing checks. Macho Man was sitting in the back. Oh, yeah! It's the Macho Man. Yeah, that Vito boy, I don't know. Gotta wait till he's eliminated before I make my entrance into the battle royal. Yeah!
So you're saying he said, I want no parts of him. Yeah. That's what happened? Should I call Russo? Because
You can call Russo because the cream rises to the top. Big Vito was on top of the mountain. And the Macho Man had to wait until he saw an opening to win the battle royal, get in there, and exit my car. Yeah!
Are you done? Are you done now?
Yeah?
Are you finished? Are you finished now? You done? Y'all finished? Y'all done now?
Oh, yeah!
I knew he wasn't done yet. Now are you done?
Elizabeth!
I knew he wasn't finished. I'll just wait.
Elizabeth! Will you job to me? All right, now I'm done with that.
You want to throw Dusty Rhodes in there or one of your other great impressions that you do? I mean, go ahead. The floor's yours. I'll just sit here and wait.
It's Dusty Rhodes, baby, the American
I can't believe
Dream
he really
with
did that.
Sapphire. Yeah. I wined and dined with kings and
believe he's still going.
queens. Lived in alley and eat pork and beans. That's the way I roll. American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, a common man. Yeah.
Are you finished now? Now are you finished? Are you finished now?
Yeah.
Are you sure there's nobody else you want to roll out? You want to do Vince Russo? Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll wait. Go ahead.
Bro. Commercial break. Bro.
It's like a bad game of Pong with your head there. I'm not really sure what you're
Look
doing.
how handsome I'm looking today. I don't understand it myself.
Are you done now? Are you finished now? Can we go back to the show?
This is ratings, people. This is ratings. Okay? The Rock ain't got shit on me. Yeah.
He doesn't? I'm not going to say anything. All right, so you really believe this Randy Savage thing in your heart
I
of
believe
hearts.
I'm a handsome bastard. That's what I believe. Go ahead.
Remember this show that we do this week in pro wrestling history?
This is what gets ratings, son.
I'm not your son.
All right? Don't escalate. Let's percolate.
I dare you to do the percolator right now. I fucking dare you to do the percolator.
Can you?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Now you said percolate.
I mean, you don't want to do the show. I mean, just say so.
I mean, we're literally doing the show right now, but you seem to want to do impressions in the percolator, so I'll wait. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Oh, we could do the percolator.
You worried about a poster?
Oh, no, don't do the AJ Styles Cena thing.
You worried
again.
about a poster?
This happened a long time ago. You're the only one that still watches this.
Because it's a great promo. You worried about a poster? Dude, you've been hot for 6 months. I've been holding this down for a decade.
Are you done?
You're just a guy.
From Atlanta. All right, can we finish the?
No,
now
you're
that I
just a
finished
guy.
the promo.
Go ahead, finish promo.
Okay, so this was Randy Savage's last appearance in WCW. Do you
That
have,
is.
aside from the innate fear that he hid in the limo from you, do you have any good Randy Savage stories you could tell us? You spent a lot of time with him between WWF and WCW.
When I first met Randy Savage was in the WWF back in '91. He was very nice. And on the same time, I think it was my second trip, I had met Lanny Poffo, his brother. So we were talking, and I actually drove with Lanny Poffo. He says, hey, brother, you going to the next town? I said, yeah. He said, mind if I ride with you? I said, sure. I said, why not? So it was a good chat, a good talk, and that's how I became friends with Lanny Poffo. But Randy Savage was always cool, full of life, always something nice to say. Back then, when I used to bring the family, he's very nice to the family, Bobby Heenan, Mr. Perfect, Elizabeth, Sherry. And when I was wrestling back in the 90s and I was wrestling for the WWF, those kind of people always, we were it was a family atmosphere. Nobody treated you disrespectfully. And if they felt you were one of us or you were in the family, they always went out of their way to make you feel good. And I was never treated like a J-Bo or like an idiot or anything like that. I was always treated very well. So, the Macho Man was always cool with me, conversations here and there. But, when it came to putting my repertoire together, I will say that, everybody knows, if you look at the moves I did, I did the Hogan leg drop. I did the Savage elbow. I did the Buddy Landel, Bobby Eaton punch. The kicks I kind of learned from Mr. Perfect, bump-wise when I was really I used to bump like Mr. Perfect and be over-exaggerated. Then I had to calm it down to be a serious heel. But, learning how to take bumps and doing work stuff like that, was mostly Mr. Perfect. You talk about being a ring technician and being solid in a ring. I looked at Bret Hart. Being respected in the business for all those attributes. It was a combination of all the greats who took the time to teach me, like a Sergeant Slaughter, like a Honky Tonk Man, the Legion of Doom. You're talking all the guys from the WWF, a Jim Powers, who was very SD Jones. You talk about a Cousin Luke. All the guys who were coming out of the WWE at WWF at the time took the time to teach me at that point. And guys who I wrestled, the Jimmy Snuka, guys who really took the time to teach me to craft and learn how to be a pro. Those are the guys who are, instrumental in my development. But the Macho Man played a big part because I always wanted to get good moves and good stuff in my repertoire, and that's why I always did the elbow.
I used to do the elbow for me when you were on the Indies, remember?
Yes. And I tell you guys, we joke around and all seriousness right now. When you want to be the best and you compare yourself to other guys, the Macho Man, and we always joke in the house, I got a better elbow. I don't think it's more of a who has the better technique or how high you can go. It's who's doing it, how much of an impact you have on the business. When it comes to the elbow and Macho Man, that was his impact with the business.
Do you have any regrets for not being in the Royal Rumble? Speaking of big battle royals, you'd think, like, I always thought you were in the Royal Rumble, and then when we sat down, you're like, no, you know what? I was never in the Royal Rumble, and you were around during those times, but they had a tag
Right.
team. People weren't putting them in the battle royal when you were in WWE. They were kind of on the outside, and they made a point of mentioning that when you were doing a qualifying match. Do you regret not being a part of the Royal Rumble?
You know what, guys? I really don't, because I'm really lucky because I was in all the major pay-per-views in WCW. So when you talk about wrestling history, Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc, Stampede,
Bash at the beach.
Bash at the Beach. You talk about the World Series of pay-per-views for WCW.
But I mean, we're talking WWE. You don't regret being a part of that?
No, not really. Not really.
I mean, you were in Battle Royals, and I'm going to talk about the Battle Royal you were in Italy.
No, you know what? Like, you mentioned the Battle Royal, being on pay-per-view Battle Royals, but like I said, when I was I was a main player in WCW, so I got to do all the big things. And going to another company, if you're not included in that, yeah, I mean, you feel slighted, but it's not like I missed out on anything, because I still did it at a big level.
So you were in when the WWE was overseas, you and Nunzio took a big part in the Italy tour.
Right.
And you were in the Battle Royal, and Nunzio went for the Cruiserweight title.
Right.
When you were over there, and you actually won the Battle Royal in Italy, and Nunzio, went over for the title. You guys pretty much owned that show. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, Nunzio was fighting for the Cruiserweight title, and he won. And then it was like 15 to 18,000. I think it was more 18,000 people in Italy. And here I come out carrying the Italian flag, and I'm in there doing my thing, and I get the last guy over. The place exploded like it was the second coming of Hogan and Goldberg all rolled.
I have a picture of you guys in the crowd, Nunzio with this belt, and you're standing there with the Italian shirt on, and the crowd is going insane around you guys. Who booked that Battle Royal? Who was booking on that tour? Do you remember?
Oh, I got to look on my Christmas list because I still send them gifts.
I bet they get a fruit basket for that every year.
And just so everybody knows, all right, it wasn't Russo.
Yeah, baseball note. Russo was not there then. He was in TNA. He was not a part of that. You actually got a victory somewhere else. Okay, so we talked about the Battle Royal, all your great memories of the Battle Royal, and punching Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage apparently running from you and all these things. But let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to the important part of the show.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about overseas hookups, because we just talked about your Italy Battle Royal, and we talked about, you going overseas and being so over in Italy, and I know you spent tons of time in Japan. Now, there's language barriers in these countries. I mean, you speak a little bit of Italian, but not fluent as the Italians are. And Japanese, I've only heard you say kung pao, or whatever it is you say. Oh, kung pai, that's it.
Kung pai!
Kung pai.
Pow!
Yeah, okay, you're off the sound meter there, so you want to take it back a scotch. Take it back a scotch. Take it back a scotch. Right. How do you, Big Vito LaGrasso, pick up women in these foreign countries that you do not speak the language? May 3rd, 2000, you were here, but I want to know how you picked up women over there.
Sign language and speech.
What do you mean, like?
No.
You said sign language. I was just asking.
No, pointing to things and having a conversation and just trying to be, people overseas are not as, they understand a little bit of English, so it takes a little time for them to comprehend, just like it takes a little bit of time for us to comprehend. But, if it's comparable and it's worth taking the time for, anything is possible.
Can we please have one of your infamous Vito road stories, hookups overseas road stories? And we need a name.
Philippines.
I didn't even know you were in the Philippines. Okay.
I think it was WWE tour. I think it was Was it Malaysia? I think it was the Philippines.
Oh, so we're getting a WWE hookup story. This is our first one, so other than The Office.
Overseas, playing pool in the dress. Hot, babe. Just.
Did she have a good personality?
No.
Just tell the story. I'm disgusted. Just tell the story. What do you say? Disgraziato. That's what Russo said to
All
say
right,
to
so
you.
here it is. So, Philippines, I'm wearing a dress, playing pool. She comes over, we're playing games of pool. Boys are there, and how the hell is he picking up women in a dress? So, one thing leads to another. We're talking, and I gave her the spiel. I said, listen, if you like to have a good time and want to keep quiet, you can go upstairs. You leave first, I'll leave second. It's my room number. I'll be up there in a little bit. Wait there, we'll have a good time, and come back there.
So you're very discreet. Like some of the boys I know from like watching on road experience with myself are very like taking this girl upstairs and smash it. But you are very like, if you want to go upstairs and just go in, you're very much like that. You're very discreet.
Very discreet.
So details, because the fans like the deets. Did she go upstairs and what happened?
I had a luxurious suite. It was huge. This place was beautiful. It was granite and glass in the bathroom, to the view, to the bed. I mean, this place was off the hook. It had a bedroom, a living room, and a sitting room. This place was awesome.
Okay, well, we know about the place. I feel like sometimes it's like pulling teeth. Do you guys feel that way? Like I try to get like the story and like I'm hearing about the granite.
We didn't even make it to the living room. Happened in the entrance.
Okay, can you just like you didn't make it to the living room?
Didn't make it to past the living room. We started talking. I sat her down, and
Sometimes these are actually painful. Go ahead.
she did her thing. I was very appreciative, and I said, "Listen, I gotta go down and train. So why don't you come back later after the show? We'll have a good time together." She said, "Okay."
Did she come back later?
Hell yeah.
So this is the Philippines princess then
Philippines princess.
on the list. So you're getting a pretty long list here of names of people. If you guys got your bingo card, please fill in the spot for Philippines princess.
P22. P22.
I feel like we should be drawing numbers. Vito, let's see. I-4. Who's I-4, Vito? I-4. It's the road that runs past Orlando.
We're talking about now I-4? What, the name of the chick now I-4?
What the fuck do you mean? The chick now I-4?
Oh, you said I have a chick in every town. So I got a chick in I-4. Was that a different show? Am I embarking on something else?
Oh, you're embarking up the wrong tree if you're going to name a chick other than me.
Save it for another show.
He resolves one heat incident, is what he does. And then he causes another. You're like a heat rocket.
No, it's not. You're talking ratings, girl. You can't write this stuff. This is Big Vito Booking 101. We just closed one chapter. We just opened up another, so stay tuned.
Your ratings are low if you're booking
the ratings
this story.
are off the hook. Bro. You gotta do more shows, bro.
I'm on Twitch, bro. That's how he texted now. I'm on Twitch. Then he called, Vince called you today, or you called Vince, or yeah. He picked up the phone. He goes, hello, and then burped on the phone. Did you notice that? The class on these two. The class. I don't get it. Well, who's your I-4 chick?
Just another show. She doesn't
Tune
know
in
how
next week.
She doesn't know how to book. Are we on Twitch, by the way?
No.
Okay.
You have to go on Twitch still. So, Next week on This Week in Pro Wrestling History, May 11th, 1988, the WWF ran a Marathon Wrestling Challenge taping in Rochester, Minnesota with an incredible 31 matches were done in 4 episode sets, no match lasting longer than 4 minutes. The longest match was Coco Beware, needing 3 minutes and 50 seconds to beat Rick Renslow. So next week, we're going to talk about WWF Wrestling Challenge, Superstars, primetime tapings, and what it was like to be enhancement talent in the late 80s, early 90s, the pre-Monday Night War era. And we know an enhancement talent from that era back then, don't we? So next week, we will have a great topic, but I would like to put over a few things before we go. Vito, if that's okay with you. All right. Guys, make sure to check us out on twitch.tv/The Big Vito brand. Vito has a new sports show called Jock of All Trades. We also still have Spilling Reality. We have Getting Color, and we do live streams daily. So make sure you check us out. Also, the Big Vito brand has a merch section. We have t-shirts, we have mugs, and we have more. So go check that out, thebigvitobrand.com. See us on social media under The Big Vito brand and Reality, capital T, Spiller. That's on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, your mother's ass, all those kind of things and more. So see us back here next week on This Week in Pro Wrestling History. Bye-bye.